It's just another mark out mania. Whoa, whoa. The Saturday morning. Whoa, whoa. Our 25th episode. Whoa, whoa. Lucha and Fall Brawl on just another mark out mania.
Woo! I had an 80s flashback right there. Good job, Pedro.
Oh, thank you. Hola, amigos, and welcome to Mark Out Mania, our 25th episode.
Yeah, what's up, everybody? How's everybody doing today?
Woo. Doing great, man.
Everyone,
we are marking out for number 25, huh?
Got Modelo.
Oh yeah. Wait. First things first. Obey your thirst. Thank you. That was for Papa Cueto. Woo! Thanks everybody for tuning in and listening in. It was a good show last week, so thanks again for Casey for stopping by.
Oh yes, that was a fantastic show.
Yeah, man, that was good stuff. Good stuff.
Yes.
Meefmeister General in the chat room with Flowsmaker.
Oh, hola, Meef. Hola, Flues.
Meef and Flu / Flow / Mr. F. How about that?
Oh, my God.
That's brutal. I'm never going to get this guy's name right. He'll probably fucking shoot me. Brutal.
Let's hope not.
Brutal. All right, so boys.
Ultima Lucha.
No more.
Ultima Lucha.
Yes, Ultima Lucha Quattro.
Part 1.
Kicked off strong, didn't it?
Oh, my God. You know, Zero has been putting this theory out there on Facebook that there are two Arrow Stars. There's like a dark Arrow Star and then the Arrow Star that we know. And the opening of Lucha Underground this week, like the thing with Aerostar taking the medallion and basically killing that lady, I was like, is there really two? Like,
no more Captain Vasquez. That's it. Bye.
Well, it wouldn't be that there's two. It's just there would be one from a different time.
Right.
Yes. Right. Yes.
One is definitely darker than the other. Even his facial expressions are grimmer. Like,
I dug the little story in the vignette. It was kind of cool.
Oh yeah. When did they first have those vignettes? Was it in season 2, where it showed her as a little girl?
I think it was 3.
Oh, season 3.
I think so.
Okay. Yeah, it was nice to get that, tied together.
Yeah, that was good stuff. Yeah, but he just took the other half away. It was like, that's it, no more. He needs it.
And she all like Avengers pixelated away.
Yeah, she was doing the Thanos snap stunt double. She was like, "Oh, okay, I'm good."
For anyone who unfortunately saw the Hardy's Halloween special, she joins Hurricane Helms in the pixelated Cosmos.
I didn't see that.
I missed that. Oh my God!
Speaking of Hurricane Helms, it was a Hurricane Helms type choke slam in the middle of Lucha Underground by Taya, but we'll get to that later.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
So that first match, after that vignette, it was the Trios Championship Elimination match. That first match had me baffled at first, and then it turned into all holy shit. I thought everybody was moving and grooving. Everybody was hitting. I got to love Killer Cross. I was marking out hard for Cross there.
Oh, man. When, that stuff.
White Rabbit was killing it.
When he was taking on everyone, was it at the beginning?
Yes.
Oh man, that was awesome.
I tell you that when he would do that mandible claw and then slam.
Yeah, I was like, ouch. I was like, damn.
That was really devastating. I was like, that was one of those things where it was like, I was like, I've never seen that before.
Okay, I got a question. Do you remember when Jeremiah had to pick up Cobra Moon and throw her out of the ring?
Yes.
Now, I don't know if Cross was supposed to catch her or not.
She just kind of slid off him.
But it looked like an oops moment to me. I was like, holy shit, is she hurt? Or she like, his arms went down too soon or too early, or I don't know what happened. And it looked like a mess up, but then he just took her by the head and slammed into the post. I'm like, okay, he said, the hell with this. You know? Poor Cobra Moon, she got abused in that match. Oh, yes. My God. And, of course, the whole part of that, you know, the whole thing of that match was that standing Spanish fly by Sammy G.
Holy shit. Yeah.
Yeah, yes. I was like, no, he's not going to do that. And sure enough, he did it. Poor Cobra Moon, man. She earned the paycheck. Yes, you know, she was getting manhandled all over the place.
I know, you know, we're supposed to keep, you know, Cobra Moon and Thunder Rosa and stuff separate or whatever, you know. But when I saw her and Sammy going at it, I was thinking back to that Sabotage where they main evented.
Mm-hmm.
Did y'all see that one?
No.
It was one of those War of the Genders, and they main evented against each other, and I was like, oh my God, it's happening again.
I know what? I definitely got to give credit to Eva Lee. She killed it in that match.
Oh, yeah.
She killed it. And EXO killed it, too. EXO was like, fuck you! And he went nuts, man. And I loved it. I thought that match was good. You know, I don't know. Again, I don't know if that was a screw up or not. I don't know if Cross was like, "Oops, my bad."
Yeah, she did seem to just kind of bounce off him or slide off him.
Yeah,
I tell you that ending where they all triple teamed and then Dog got locked in the arm lock.
Oh yeah,
and then Cobra Moon, you know, got a hold of Evil East and just made her watch helpless.
Yes,
that was kind of hot. That was kind of hot.
As EXO tapped out, that was some cinematic shit right there, man.
You know, if you think to the things that have happened this season, and you think back to Jack Evans and Sonny, or Exalicious, sorry, he refused to tap out then, right? And then is like has no choice, like it's forced. Like it puts the thing with Jack Evans puts this moment over more because you're like, how bad is it that you know is forced to tap out here?
Yeah. He was like, I'm finally getting you to tap out. Here it is, you know.
I like that both Evil East and EXO got moments where they were taking on the Reptile Tribe on their own.
Mm-hmm. Evil East was killing it.
Because they were down a man and stuff. Oh, and what about Sammy after the mandible claw? He's got the blood everywhere and he spits the blood out.
Okay, all right. I gotta check my hold on. I gotta check my fridge and see if there's any grape jelly missing. Okay? Because that looked like I'm like, is that blood? Is that jelly? Is that come from a donut? I'm like, what the hell is he spitting at him, you know? I mean, that was the worst blood capsule I've ever seen. That was brutal.
I've seen a lot more ketchupy looking ones, though.
Yeah, that's true.
I'd rather have it dark.
Yeah.
You know, because...
where's Tom Savini when you need him, you know?
Well, you know, the best blood that I ever saw on a TV show... The best blood I ever saw on a TV show was from Fear Factor, and where they put these rings in the bottom of a giant 80-gallon fish tank that the competitors had to bob out with their teeth, and it was actually real blood.
I can't watch Fear Factor. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, that was like a way back when before I stopped watching it.
I have a phobia of roaches, and I'm like, nah, I'm good.
Oh
my God.
No, you and me both, buddy. I got a story for that, too, someday.
Oh, no. I'm good.
I suspect everyone has some crazy roach story to tell.
It's not good over here, and I don't want to go there, so, yeah. But I thought that match was good. Even though the blood was okay, if it would have was, I love Cross's look. I loved his face after like he spit on him. He started laughing. I was like, look at that.
When Paul London tripped over El Bunny and got pinned, the look that like Killer Cross gave them, and then like the look like Paul London is like he has a look on his face like I'm dead. I am dead.
Yeah, you go. That's it.
Even El Bunny looks a little concerned, not as concerned as Paul London, but he looks a little concerned himself as well. Like,
El Bunny was flying around that ring like he was doing all right. You know, him and Daga had a good little spot there. That was kind of cool. You know?
Oh, yeah.
El Bunny was doing it. But it was a good match all around. I am happy that the Reptile Tribe still have the belts. You know?
Yes.
So it was good. It was good. I appreciate that match. It was pretty good. It was pretty good. Then we got Freaky Ricky and Rosa against Taya Mundo, mind you. Taya Mundo. You know? That was kind of hot, too. I mean, I love Taya.
Yeah.
Man. She just killed Ricky.
You know, like they said, the Bridezilla.
Yeah, the Bridezilla came out. You ruined my fucking wedding. That was hot. Choke slam. She did a Hurricane Hell style. Whack. But I love that.
Yeah. Through the table. Through the table. I thought it was a good match. I'm loving Freaky Ricky. He's definitely killing it with the Rosa gimmick. It's hot. I'm loving it. Keep the story going.
I was screaming.
That story going.
I was screaming at the TV and the post match though because she grabs Rosa and I was like, no,
yeah,
like you don't want that.
Yeah,
you do not want that.
Because we all remember the season 4 trailer.
Yes, we haven't seen that scene yet, so
we got one more chance to see it.
I was hoping that
that's a terrifying thought.
I was hoping that Rosa wouldn't pull like a trilogy of terror and just pop up with a knife. Like, I don't want to see that happen. I'm tired, you know.
James, don't speak too soon, okay? Let's not
kill Ty
off next week here.
I know.
I suspect some version of Zero's theory is going to come true about possession, but that's just my prediction.
I thought the match was good. Did you guys think the match was pretty good?
Yes.
Yeah, it was. The match was what it was supposed to be. She kicked his ass. She's the angry bride, and she got her revenge. That whole post match like summed it all up. Like, you put your hands on my friends. You put your hands on my family. You ruined my fucking wedding.
That was hot.
And then after she did the choke slam that we talked about, she's like, ah.
Yeah. She went crazy.
But don't pick up the doll. Oh, Taya, don't pick up the doll. What if Rosa calls people to her? I didn't think about that.
I don't know. With the way she was sitting on the edge of the apron, had the doll in her hand like that, I was like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
I did not like that look.
Oh, no.
I thought that was a pretty good match.
Yeah. I mean, it didn't go on too long.
No, it was the perfect time. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, that's what we needed to wrap up that part of that story and to get to the next part, I think.
Exactly. And then we had our main event, right?
Yeah.
Killshot versus Son of Havoc. The man.
Mascara contra Mascara.
There you go. There you go. Guys, what did you think?
It was a gut-wrenching match to see, to feel that finality of it all, and you know, and it you know, like Matt Stryker was saying in the commentary, you know, it was kind of a justified, you know, villainy by Killshot. You know, he felt that Son of Havoc didn't deserve to be part of their team. He was just kind of thrown in there. You know, he didn't go through everything what him and Fox had been through, and so you know, but of course, you know, Son of Havoc, you know, one of the nicest guys, you know, in Lucha Underground. So, you know, it's hard to fault him for, you know, going along with the hand he was dealt, which was a good hand. So
yeah.
I mean, there was no dastardly villain in this.
No. That was well put. Yeah. There's no true heel or true face. It was just two guys said, you know what? You didn't earn. I don't. You didn't earn your respect. You didn't earn the spot to hold that belt. And back and forth they went. I thought the match was excellent. If you could put those two in a ring any day of the weekend, they'll give you a great match.
I love the match. I mean, the action was phenomenal. The great spots, great drama.
Even the spots in the stands were awesome.
Especially with what was on the line. It was just...
Yeah. And go ahead.
So, the unmasking was also very dramatic.
Yes.
And
Spielberg,
he spills his whole story too. I like that he did the thing that they do in Mexico with saying his name and stuff.
Yeah, and I did not know that Shane Strickland had a brother named Jermaine.
Oh wow, I didn't know that either.
Really?
Because that's what he said. My name is Jermaine.
Yeah.
I get Strickland. What you're saying.
See, because at Showcase of Champions, the night before WrestleCade, I'm getting Jermaine's brother Shane Strickland versus a guy very similar to Son of Havoc, Matt Cross.
Whoa!
I get that. Yeah, that's on the Friday night card.
Is this Earth 2? Is this Bizarre World?
It seems like it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And the vignette at the end with Fox.
Oh,
because
yes.
I thought that was very fitting. I thought that was touching. I thought that's how you cap off a story.
And from the season 4 trailer, I don't think anybody ever figured out who was in the Marine uniform.
Right.
I never heard. Right. I never heard it.
Mm-hmm.
You just saw the salute from a distance.
I thought Fox was just going to stop him and say, no, you have to stay and finish what you started in the temple.
Yeah, but he just looked.
He just kept walking away.
He was ashamed.
It was like Sly Stallone and Over the Top. I was like, what's going on here?
It's like, I mean, he was like, it was like, I don't deserve to be here. I gotta clean my mess up.
Yeah.
I gotta get my shit straight.
I gotta go to WrestleCade and wrestle Matt Cross. I'm sorry. Yeah, there you go.
That's right. I gotta go find my
my brother.
Yeah.
I gotta go find my twin brother, so this way he could wrestle Son of Havoc's twin brother.
And here's something else too. We got a kayfabe swerve. If you followed Matt Cross on Insta, at the end of the tapings for season 4, he put his mask in a chair and said, "Thank you to everybody for everything."
Oh, yeah, we got swerved right there. Yep, there you go.
I got swerved because I thought we were going to see Son of Havoc lose.
Oh my God.
So I wasn't. I was totally. I was pretty blown away.
You know what I thought was going to happen in that match too? I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe because I thought it was Ultimate Quattro, because I thought something big was going to happen. I thought Fox was going to come out during the match. I thought Fox would come out during the match. And then something would have went down between the three of them and blah, blah, blah. But it was much more well played this way. It was kind of cool this way. I was digging the end vignette. It was good. I'm hyped for part 2. I must say, it's not like last season where we got 4 straight weeks of Ultima Lucha.
Yeah.
But, I'm not going to complain. Sorry. But it was, it was a good episode overall. Did it meet your expectations, guys, or no?
Yeah, I mean, I thought all the matches were fantastic. I just, I hate that it's, that we're, one more night away from the end.
Yes. Oh my god. So depressing. The season.
It was a little bit, yeah. There was a downer. I tell you, it was over the top. Yeah. All we needed was little Ricky Schroeder to come out. Yeah. No, Daddy, no. Oh, brutal. But as part two,
I mean, it really was. I felt like I got kicked in the balls when Killshot walked out.
Yeah, man. I was like, at first Dante Fox disappeared for half a season, and then I think it's jobbed out to Jake Strong, and now Killshot's leaving. I'm like, what the hell is going on here?
Yeah.
It was brutal. But you know what? I got faith in LU. I have faith. I think I know what they're doing. So hopefully everything works out just fine, and we do get a season 5, and I'm able to get tickets, and I'm able to go, and
look,
hopefully it all comes to fruition.
I'm actually pretty much to the point where if like this next little stage of my life goes the way I want it to be going in my professional life, if things start going the way that I want them to go, when season 5 rolls around, okay, damn if I get tickets or not, I'm going.
You know what, Zeus? I'm going with you. To hell with it. Let's do it.
If I can't get tickets, I'm going, and I'll sit outside the fucking temple.
I'm down. I'll bring a case of Modelo, and I'll bribe whoever we need to bribe. That's it.
Right. I mean, I will donate to EVW's wrestling team.
Yeah, exactly.
I will donate to Chris Joseph's writing guild. I will writing guild. I will fucking buy a new episode of From Dusk Till Dawn series for El Rey from Robert Rodriguez. But you gotta get me in this motherfucking temple. Okay.
I will stand on the corner. Holding a sandwich board, going, "I love LU." That's it. Come on.
Just show up.
I'm down. Yeah, come on. You know what the hell with this? I'm down.
You probably get in connection with Mill, and he'll be like, "It's those Markout Mania guys," and they get you in.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah. I mean, hopefully we got enough because I mean we have enough believers. We have enough believers that would that would go to bat for us. I think between our way too real buddies and our MMM show buddies.
Yeah.
And by the way, make sure and watch this week's MMM show. It's outstanding.
Yeah, man, good show.
Joseph,
yeah, they're definitely a good show.
And EBW on there, and they are spouting all kinds of great information and dropping all kinds of great knowledge.
It was a great show this week. An MMM show was really good.
Yes. Yeah. So, definitely catch me. And Byron, and even though it didn't have Casey this week, but you can, if you want some more Casey, go back and watch our Scary Movie edition with Casey as our special guest.
And check out
good stuff.
Check out his new podcast, A Miserable Pile of something. I forget the title. Was it Miserable Pile of?
Yeah, Miserable Pile of something. Something like that. Yeah, I don't remember. Yeah, but Zeus, I'm with you, brother. I say let's do it. I'm going to quote the great Blues Brothers, Jake and Eli Blue. We're on a mission from God, okay?
That's right,
We're going to go to the Ice Temple, and we're going to hold court right there. That's it. I'm down.
Yeah.
Fly cross country. Let's do it, baby.
Miserable Pile of Secrets.
There you go. Good job, Pedro. Yeah.
MPOS.
It was definitely good stuff. I needed season 5. If you see how the season unfolded, it could have easily went like another 10, 15 episodes.
Absolutely.
You could have really delved into some storylines. But you know what? I'll take it for what it is. We better get a season 5 out of this. And I'm going to be standing in front of the temple, shouting out to all my West Coast peeps. Like, what up? Yo, Angie, how you living? I'm going to be screaming it out there. And lots of Modelo for all.
So then, next week, 2-hour season finale, part 2, Ultima Lucha Quattro.
Yes.
Should be filled with everything. So
it better be badass. That's all I got to say.
I'm ready.
I have high expectations for this, Zeus. High expectations.
Yes. So being that it is not the summertime anymore, we have moved into fall.
Mm-hmm.
We can discuss the fall tradition of World Championship Wrestling and its Fall Brawl.
Fall Brawl.
Ongoing pay-per-view history.
Fall Brawl. War Games.
And the infamous War Games. And you know, I love Fall Brawl, and it's sadly that it always gets remembered for the debut of the most disastrous character of all time, the Shockmaster. Some idiot in a stormtrooper mask that was bedazzled trips over himself, and shit goes to hell. Everything goes to hell. It's bad. I mean, it's bad because it has some really good matches in the Fall Brawls. You know? I mean, that's some good stuff. And Zeus, you've been to what, 3 of them?
Yeah, I went 3 years straight. I went 96, 97, 98, and I skipped 99 because I felt like I've been fucked over too many times already. And
I wouldn't want to see Hulk Hogan either, so there you go.
Well, you know what? Sting beat him. Sting beat him that year, and so I wished I'd have gone, but I didn't expect Sting to win.
Right.
You know, but you know that was Luger and Sting turned on Hogan, and you know that was
I know how that went. Yeah, horrible. So who came up with the full? Who actually came up with the Fall Brawl concept? It was Dusty.
I don't know if he was. I doubt it because I don't know if he was really with them when that started in '93 or whatever.
No, the whole thing with the War Games either, right?
But Dusty created the War Games.
Right. Okay.
He created that match for the Great American Bash.
Right.
So
yeah, and just moved over to Fall Brawl.
Right. Yeah, because they'd kind of stopped doing that at the Great American Bashes. So, and I don't know why. It was a great. It was a great part of the Great American Bash. I mean, is easily all of them were better for the Great American Bash than for Fall Brawl.
Zero's in the chat. What up, Zero? Our conspiracy theorist. So Zeus, all right. So you've been to 3 Fall Brawls. Tell us, man. Was it good? Was it bad? What were the best matches? What was the worst shit that you saw there?
Give us your stories.
Yeah, okay, man.
All right. So
Zeus-ified us.
All right. So first of all, like the first one I went to was in was 1996, and that was just past the Bash in the Beach '96 where the NWO had formed.
Okay.
And you're talking, we're in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, right outside of Greensboro, North Carolina. It's, it's horseman country.
Mm-hmm.
And the main event, was, the NWO. It was Hollywood Hogan, Hall and Nash. And, they were like, hey, Sting's going to be our partner, it's a mystery partner, but they kept saying it was going to be Sting. And, Sting and, been telling Luger and Ric Flair and Arn Anderson, it's like, no, I'm going to be there for you guys. It's like, and so, the main event was something that people were really into. And actually, I was on the upper level.
Mm-hmm.
And as before the matches even started, we could see through one of the other entryways that had the curtains open, where Sting and Luger arrived together and were walking back to the dressing room together, just casually in their street clothes.
Mm-hmm.
And so we were pointing that out. We were telling other people, it's like, okay, so Sting's with Luger, so that's good. He's not going to be with the NWO, and then as the War Games go, and they. You every 2 minutes you get a new person in after starting off 1-on-1 in the double ring 2 cage deal.
Mm-hmm.
So, the final the final partner for NWO came before because they won the coin toss.
Right.
So their fourth partner out comes what looks like Sting for the NWO. And of course, we come to find out it's the fake Sting.
Right. Yeah.
The NWO Sting guy. And so, right. And so, of course, it was painfully obvious to me. I mean, just by the way the guy moved. But he's doing what he could to try to look like Sting, and then
who's booking this shit? Go ahead.
Right, and then the actual Sting came out, and he cleans house, and then he looks around, and he's just like, "No, I'm not doing this anymore." And he went, and they let him. Of course, this is a bad thing too, but they let him out of the damn cage. They were supposed to lock him in, but they let him out. He got out. He got out of the damn cage, and then he walked back to the dressing room. He just walked out on them. And so, of course, then the NWO had the numbers, and they just beat the piss out of the other three until I think Luger tapped out. And,
of course he did. Whip bastard.
Yeah, and he was like in the fake Sting's Scorpion Deathlock.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So and so my terrible ex-wife, my wife at the time, she didn't want to go. And neither did her brother, who had been, like my best friend forever. He didn't want to go either that night. And I'm like going, I already bought these fucking tickets.
How do you not want to go to a pay-per-view? I'm sorry. Like, what? Why?
Yeah. I'm like, look, it's already
Zeus was married to the fabulous Moolah. Go ahead.
Yeah, sure, something. More like Jabba the Hutt. But anyway.
Oh, God.
How about Pizza Hut? Go ahead.
Whatever, because there was another hut. Anyway, so they wouldn't go. So I took this guy that I worked with named Mark. And so Mark was like, he's like, I'm gonna bring some golf balls. Why are you gonna bring some golf balls for? He's like, I'm gonna throw them. He's like, if this shit goes bad, I'm gonna throw them. I'm like, dude, don't bring golf balls.
You're gonna bring golf balls? What? What's wrong with these people?
Yeah, and I'm like, don't bring golf balls. It'll be fine. He's like, all right.
God. If this shit goes bad.
Right. So
fake Sting, I'm throwing golf balls.
Yeah. So in between the tag team match, the tag team title match, and the world title match, he went and got giant 32-ounce plastic souvenir cup of soda with extra ice. So he drank the soda in like 15 seconds because big ass cup full of ice.
Yeah.
And so after the NWO won, I mean, the place is just ballistic, pissed off. And, they started that tradition of throwing trash at the NWO when they would win matches. But we were, like I said, we were on the upper deck, and we were not close at all.
Right.
And so Mark takes his big-ass cup of ice.
Oh, my
God. This guy's
and he hurls it as hard as he can toward the ring, which is a long-ass way away. Okay?
Brutal.
And it ice just showers these three people like on the third or fourth row. and of course, security's looking all around. I'm just like looking up in here like, what, because they were, it's like, but at that point, it's like, okay, what's the worst thing you can have? You get thrown out of after the main event.
Right. Yeah. After the NWO goes over too.
Exactly. And that's, and that was just a culmination of just, how, they really knew how to get heat with people in North Carolina. You beat the hell out of Ric Flair, Arn Anderson, and Luger was still even, liked at this time.
I would have cheered getting it. I definitely would have cheered when Luger would have got the shit kicked out of him. I would have been like, yeah, I would have been NWO for one day right there. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
James would have been like shooting a projectile at Lex Luger. Like,
I would do the flying body press off the top balcony. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'll post some of the pictures that I took.
Okay, cool.
Later, and you'll realize, like, oh God, this was not close at all.
Ice. What's wrong with this idiot?
Yeah. Well, like I said, he wanted to bring up,
golf balls.
Bring up, couple pockets full of golf balls. But the Rey Mysterio versus Super Calo match for the cruiserweight title was an excellent match, and that match is actually on one of the Rey Mysterio DVDs.
Okay, cool. So it's on the WWE Network. You can catch it.
And he did the West Coast pop. He did it off. He did it from one ring to the other. It's like the first time, like anybody. He's like, and even he said it. He's like, I don't think I ever did that anywhere else. Where hop from one set of ropes to the other, and then into the maneuver. And I mean, it's like it's not such a big deal today. But geez, I mean, you're talking. This is 21 years ago. 22 years ago. I mean, that was a big freaking deal. And it was amazing. I mean, people went nuts. And there was a lot of people that didn't really know who Rey Mysterio was there that night.
Still at that time?
Yeah, even in 96. I mean, you're talking Winston-Salem. You're talking...
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
People were like, when didn't Dusty still the world champion? Like, okay, no.
Isn't Dusty still a world champion? Nice.
I had an argument with one woman who tried to tell me that the Giant was really Andre's son. I'm like going, no.
Oh my God.
I remember that shit.
Are you serious?
I remember people going on about that, saying like
you were talking about holding on for kayfabe, holding on to kayfabe for dear life. Oh my God, the Giant's son.
I mean, and and it's like, I'm like, look. Because I told her, I said, Andre, basically retired to North Carolina. Do you think if he'd had a son that we would not have heard about it in the last 25 years since this dude was born? I mean, it's a miracle that he grew up and with as little notoriety as he had, of course, pre-internet days, but
yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Damn, Zeus, how'd you hold us together, man? I would have lost my mind. I would have not this woman said, "What's wrong with you?"
Well, it helps to have somebody who's completely. I mean, when I'm literally like having to kind of protect myself and other people from this idiot I'm with. It kind of gives you a foot in reality. Yeah, and this was also like that weekend. Vince and them were promising that Monday night that Hall and that Razor Ramon and Diesel would be back.
Oh my God!
Yeah, because there's somebody.
Kane, yeah,
because I got a picture of somebody's poster. It says Kevin Nash and Scott Hall do not go away, like begging him to stay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
my God.
Yeah. And so from the same night was Chavo Jr. against DDP. Mm-hmm. And that was a fun match. And when I got to meet Chavo last year, I brought that up. I said, hey, the first time I saw you was, 21 years ago at Fall Brawl. He said, oh, man, he's like, that was like the first big show I'd ever been on. That was my first big, pay-per-view. And he said, we were really nervous. And, DDP hadn't done a whole lot as a wrestler up until that point, too. And I was like, well, it was a great match. And he said, yeah, he said the whole show was really, well liked by everybody. Back in the day, and one of the first match was, I think it got axed off the card because I don't remember it. It was supposed to be Conan against Psychosis, and I don't. No, he beat Juventud.
Hoovy Juice.
Yeah, and I don't remember that. I remember the really shitty Ice Train versus Scott Norton match. That was a submission match. That was terrible. Oh God, I mean that was fucking miserable. And Chris Jericho versus Chris Benoit. I really like both of those guys at the time. I really like Chris Benoit. I mean, it's
I love Benoit. I love Benoit, but it's so taboo to talk about it. But you know what? As the wrestler Chris Benoit, I absolutely love.
Yeah, and I mean, you're talking back '96, and it's like, from being Pegasus Kid, Wild Pegasus, and part of the Horsemen, and
doing ECW before that, kicking ass too. Him and Malenko,
yeah. Triple threat. I mean,
Chris Benoit was fantastic, but I mean,
he was amazing. He was amazing.
After the event, it's just,
he was the modern day Dynamite Kid.
Yeah, even he definitely wanted to be.
Yeah. I mean, Jericho was still doing his baby face, the Lionheart thing. I mean, I really dug him. I liked him then. I mean, I know people turned on him, and him turning heel was smart. But I mean, even back then, I just, I thought he was a fun character. He was likable.
He was awesome. Awesome.
I mean,
I when he came to the ring with the list, I have 1,001 holes. That was hot.
And and as I've said before, he's one day older than me, so he turns 48 in 6 days.
He can still do it in the ring. Let me tell you.
Yeah. So that was a fantastic match. That was like one of those first matches where it's like seemed like like it was like finisher type after finisher type move. It was once again one of the best things about WCW back in the day was the cruiserweights. The younger, lighter guys.
They made the show. That they actually made the show. They were the best things about the pay-per-views back then.
Right, because you got the great athleticism, you got the great, you got the great matches before you got the older, slower guys without the athleticism, but that were all those guys were better on the mic.
Eddie Guerrero versus Dean Malenko on Monday Nitro used to kill it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I tell you, it was a really weird match was Harlem Heat versus the Nasty Boys for the World Tag Team titles. And it's like the crowd didn't know who to pull for. Because, I mean, basically they were all historically heels.
Yeah.
And so that was kind of a weird match. It was a good match, and I'm sitting there. I was pulling for Harlem Heat, and I'm like looking around. People are just like not into it. It was good. It was a good match, but it's just kind of a, once again weird booking and
I don't understand this. I don't understand this. If you go to a major pay-per-view event and you're not into the match, you got to get into the matches. That's what you're there for.
Yeah, but it was just but people just didn't know who to cheer for.
Right.
No, neither team acted like a face either.
Right. They were both heels. Well, that's even better. Yeah, because it's changing from the tri-true formula of babyface versus heel. Here you have heel versus heel. Have at it.
Yeah. And then Macho Man challenged the Giant for the World Heavyweight title, and that was actually probably the best. That was probably one of the best matches I've seen the Giant in. And I mean, that was back. He could still move, and he did like I think he did like that kind of like the Ultimate Warrior splash on Savage for the win, if I'm not mistaken.
That was when you were still throwing drop kicks?
Yeah. The Giant was still probably less than 400 pounds back then.
Right.
Yeah. That's he was still pretty damn amazing. And like I said, I mean, Arn Anderson, way over huge. You know, of course, he started out the match for the Horsemen against Scott Hall, I believe, and and that's just that's magic because Scott Hall's always been a capable wrestler. He's great at being a dickhead. He was great at being a dickhead.
Yeah, but I love the way Scott Hall sells too. He's awesome at selling. That's all. I would love to see him and Arn Anderson go at it for like a 30-minute match.
Yeah, I don't know if Scott can go that long.
In their prime.
Yeah.
In their prime.
But yeah, I mean, those were, that was a, you really felt fucked over at the end. And then you fast forward a year, and we got NWO versus Four Horsemen again in War Games.
Yeah.
And that was, and in between where Hogan did the heel turn, like Hogan didn't like to come to North Carolina anyway because he got the shit booed out of him.
Yeah.
And like at Slamboree 97, which was earlier in the year, I went to that one too. The original idea was it was supposed to be Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, and Hogan against Ric Flair, Rowdy Roddy Piper, and Kevin Green. But Hogan refused to go. He's like, I'm not going to Charlotte. Fuck that shit. I don't want that headache. I hate those fucking people because we hated him when he was a face.
Right. I think a lot of people did, but he missed the opportunity. He could have went to Charlotte and really drew some serious heel heat. If he could have put him over as a heel,
Well, but that was the thing, though, is the NWO lost that match,
right?
Everybody. I mean, that was kind of a great redemption, match for Team WCW. For us,
you got to put Flair over in Charlotte, if not to be a rival.
Yeah. So that was that. So, and then the War Games at Fall Brawl 97, Hogan wasn't at the pay-per-view. He wasn't there. It was Conan, X-Pac, and who else was it? Nash and God, I think it was Bagwell.
Oh,
yeah,
Jesus.
And Bagwell. I mean, you talk about a hodgepodge of fucking NWO people.
Bagwell, fucking Bagwell is Luger 1B. It's horrible.
Yeah, and that was against the Horsemen. It was Mongo, Flair, Henning, and Benoit. And I was sixth row for this one. And so the end came when Henning turned on the Horseman.
Right. Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah, like we didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
But boy, people were pissed. I mean, people were going apeshit. And I was with my buddy Weird Dave that night. And shout out to Weird Dave down in Greenville, North Carolina. He knows he's weird.
As long as he doesn't have golf balls with him, it's cool.
No, but he pretty much had a brain aneurysm.
Oh, God.
Oh, damn. Sorry.
So for those that don't remember, the NWO put Ric Flair's head. They opened they got the door, the cage door open. They put his head there and said, if you don't
slam the shit out of it.
Yeah, they said if you don't give up the match, then we're going to slam the door on Flair's head.
Mm-hmm.
And and then I believe Benoit called it. He's like, that's it. It's over. We give up. And then maybe it was Mongo. Anyway, they slammed the door on Flair's head. I mean, like I said, we were 6 rows away. It was straight in front of us. So, I mean, like 15 feet.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we heard that crack.
Oh, man.
I don't know. I don't even know how they gimmicked that. I don't know how they did that shit.
If it was gimmicked, you know?
If.
Knowing Flair, but no, I can take it. You know, I'll take the ball.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So, it was definitely a huge shot around the world. I mean, it was, and Flair was bleeding. I mean, even for Flair, he was bleeding a lot.
I remember that. I remember that. I was a shock when I saw that. I was like, oh, what? You know?
Yeah.
That was a great angle. That was a great angle at the time.
Yeah, and it really, like, that was the point where you weren't, like, there was still enough, it was before all the black and white and Wolfpack divisions and all that stuff started happening, and things like where all that was going on in the black and white, and then, but that was pretty much about at the peak. Like, sometime within a year of that happening, they should have had, like, the next War Game should have been the end of the NWA. It should have, like, broken apart.
Yeah.
The majority, like everybody leave, like Hall and Nash.
It was time, right? Yeah,
right. I mean, like, Hall and Nash still could have been like Wolfpack or whatever,
right?
But just like the rest of it should have been done.
Yes,
and over with. There should have been a finality to it, but then they started, flipping into it and calling it, like, oh, it's you're not watching WCW, you're watching WCW/NWO. I'm like, what? No. This is a creation. This is a group. It's not, we were never watching WCW/Four Horsemen.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it could have been argued that, but I mean, but still, it's like going, but Hall's like, I thought we were going to get our own TV show.
Instead of Four Horsemen, I'm trying to imagine like WCW, a varsity club.
Yeah. Right. Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
and guest starring the Dungeon of Doom.
Right. Oh God, that would have been terrible.
WCW Saturday Night Dungeon of Doom.
Yeah, WCW/ Dungeon of Doom presents Snickers Fall Brawl 2012.
Yeah, that was goofy at the time. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and when Hall would do his, you remember he would do his little thing where everybody here come see WCW.
Yeah, W. Or
NWO. You come here to see the NWO. Well, pretty much that was over everywhere he went.
Mm-hmm.
That shit, the crowd would sing along with him no matter what. But at Fall Brawl 97, it was Scott Hall and Randy Savage against DDP and Luger. Oh. And Hall did that before the match, and he got booed out of the building. I mean, he couldn't even barely finish that shit. He was just like, fuck it.
It was time. I think you said it right, Zeus. It was time to end the NWO, and it would have been perfect to end it at Fall Brawl.
Yeah, it
would have been perfect.
Right, at Fall Brawl 98 is when it should have ended. It should have been.
Scott Hall's getting booed out of the building. You got 10,000 different factions of the NWO. I mean, that's it. Enough, no more.
Yeah, and before they started playing on the idea of this guy's drunk and that guy's whatever.
Horrible.
Oh my God,
storylines. Horrible.
But immediately after that, the cage door slammed on Flair's head. Weird Dave, like I said, he about has an aneurysm, and he's like, this rage builds up, and his face literally turns red. Okay,
Jesus.
And now Weird Dave is like 6'1", 6'2". Okay, now he's total comic book geek. About as strong as your average 12-year-old. And but still, he has this rage. Grows up, he grew up in Durham, huge Horseman fan, huge Cornette, Midnight Express fan, and he's like, fuck this shit, let's riot, and he's literally he's like climbing on the person's chair in front of us.
Oh my God.
Like, he's about to jump on the NWO.
Oh my God.
My God.
You should have let him do it.
Well, once again, the crazier person than me, I have to look out for. So, I mean, I grabbed him by the back of his jeans, and I'm like, Dave, before
Zeus is getting in trouble with the Horsemen. Zeus is getting in trouble with the NWO. I think we need to ban Zeus from sitting anywhere next to ringside, okay?
Zeus is preventing trouble with the NWO.
Well, yeah, right. So he says.
Right. Well, that was the thing, though, is like, there's always tons of beer, and there's always crap all over this. It's like he would have, in his mind, I'm sure he thought that he was going to be able to jump that 15 feet.
Yeah.
And fly.
It would have been more like 2.5. It would have been more like 2.5 feet. Slip on the spill beer and bust my ass. Okay.
Exactly. Like the chair would have slid out from underneath him. He would have busted his fucking jaw on the on the chair in front of him and hurt somebody else. And then, the next thing you know, he's disabled and got a lawsuit against him from somebody else. So.
Oh my God.
But like I said, I mean, the you could not fight that authentic reaction. I mean, that was totally real. He was not ready for that. I mean, he was not ready for Hennig to turn. He felt like, many of us, it's like, okay, well, this is, we got screwed over last year. This year we're not going to get screwed over.
Right. They can't do it again,
Right. They can't screw us over again. So. We know.
Yeah.
What?
Oh my God. It's amazing how they had a great thing going in Full Brawl and they totally just crapped on it. And they
had a good thing going.
Yeah. I should say a good thing. You're right. Yeah, good thing going. And they had the opportunity. They had the opportunity to make it great, and they totally shitted on it.
Yeah,
I mean,
and then we can revisit this at another fall thing, but like just to show you how shitty it was in '98. '98 was that god awful 3-team bullshit thing.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Because it's isn't it like
right.
Wolfpack versus Black and White versus WCW?
Right.
And
they had the trap door part in the one ring, and that was where British Bulldog landed on that badly, and it hurt his back, and that eventually led to his premature death.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and it's like, and that was because
I remember that.
Right, and that was because that was a tag team match, British Bulldog and Jim Neidhart against the Dancing Fools, Disco Inferno and Alex Wright.
Hey! I love Disco Inferno. Easy.
The name of their tag team was the Dancing Fools.
I know.
I'm not apologizing for what they were called.
Alex Wright could have been so much better, but it's another one they messed up.
Yeah, and like that whole that Fall Brawl, that '98 Fall Brawl was just.
It could have been worse. It could have been 3 counting there.
Oh no, but I mean, we had like. See, like, one of the good matches, probably one of the best matches of the whole night was Silver King against Juventud. That was a good match.
Silver King.
Here's my thing with Juventud. If he ever kept his mouth shut, he would have been amazing.
Oh, yeah.
He would have been amazing because he was the second coming of Ray. He was badass. Yeah. He flew. He did everything. He did everything that much better than everybody else. But yet again, it goes to his head. He starts getting fucked up. And then, he starts running his mouth. And then that's it. Shut down.
And another thing with Hoovy was when he lost the mask, it actually raised his star.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because he was such a good-looking guy.
It did.
And to be fair, his mask wasn't that great either.
Yeah, his mask was kind of ugly.
It was a rip-off of... It looked like a rip-off of Thunder Lighters, wasn't it?
That's what I thought. To me, it had a little bit too much Liger-esque-ness in it.
It was always weird he couldn't have his dad's mask. Like, he couldn't just do his dad's mask.
He should just kept his mouth shut. Because he turned out being like... Because then it turned out being like... He turned into the Mexican version of fucking Teddy Hart.
Well, the best match of the night at Fall Brawl 98 was Saturn versus Raven, where he freed the flock.
Oh, yeah. That was a good match.
I got to go back and watch these things again, man.
Yeah.
Oh, now you're bringing back memories. Yeah, I remember that too. Yeah. Yeah.
That was a really, really good one. And also was Chris Jericho versus Goldberg. Okay, but it wasn't the real Goldberg. It was a miniature Goldberg.
Oh my God.
And I tell you, I didn't like Goldberg back then, and as I said, I loved Jericho. So when Jericho came out and called out Goldberg, and the Goldberg music started playing, and and then this figure goes into the shower of sparks and comes out, and he's 4.5 feet tall, doing the Goldberg stuff, and comes to the ring. I was laughing my ass off so hard. I mean, that was definitely a highlight of the night. I mean, it was so funny, and we had the Jericho personal security service of Ralphus.
Yeah, I remember Ralphus. Yeah.
And he made that little mini Goldberg submit, and it was just, oh God, I died laughing. That was definitely one of the saving graces of '98, because that fucking, like I said, that war game.
When you got to say that Ralphus was one of the saving graces of '98, Fall Brawl was heading to the toilet. That was it. That was it. Yeah. Done deal right there. That's it. It's a wrap. Bang. That's it. Ralphus saved the day.
That's right.
Horrible.
Well, definitely. This was a great show. We can talk more Fall Brawl.
Oh, definitely. I would love to get into it, man. Yeah, because I know there were many others. I mean, how many times? I mean, I don't want to talk about the one where Sid Vicious was in that double cage and he killed everybody.
Once again, one of the great ones from A Great American Bad.
Right. That's right.
No. I take that back. That was a Wrestle War.
Are you sure it was Wrestle War or Fall Brawl?
Yeah.
No?
That was a Wrestle War. Because it was like Wrestle War 90.
That's when he broke J.J. Dillon's shoulder, right?
I don't know. I think that 90 was when, or 91 or 92, something like that.
In the double cage, he broke his shoulder. And that ridiculous power bomb that it was a big botch.
I just remember when he did that to when he power bombed Pillman and.
Oh yeah, almost killed him.
Yeah, he was out. It's like he's dead. Pin him.
Yeah. He was done.
He was also yelling out, "Put me in a figure 4." You think you could say that a little louder there, Diggs?
Yeah. I think we should do an episode. I think we should do an episode one day on the most overrated wrestlers, because there was a few in that sentence right there that could have easily fit in that category.
I was watching.
Sorry.
I was watching the Rick Rude versus Ric Flair match from the first Fall Brawl last night.
That's a good match.
It's a great match, but what y'all said made me think there's a part like late in the match where Flair asked the referee what time is it?
Are we going over or what?
Yeah, I mean, he asked about the time.
It just goes to show you how bad and how mismanaged WCW was. And Jim Crockett must have been laughing all the way to the bank.
Well, unfortunately, there was a big negative at the bank, and he had to.
But after you sold that, because the product definitely went. I mean, it turned out for the worse, obviously, because it ended.
Yeah. And you know, it's really sad. Like, you know, Rick Rude, you know, we didn't get enough of him. And, you know, that match with Ric Flair was, you know, how was that finish, Pedro? I don't remember.
So Ric Flair gets him in the figure 4, and the referee, like Fifi. Do you remember this lady named Fifi?
Yes, they just got married.
Yeah, so like Fifi is like Rick Rude had brought her in the ring and like forcibly forced himself on her, kissing her, and
in the Me Too movement. Look at that.
And and so Ric Flair was going crazy on Rick Rude, and the referee's trying to get Fifi out. Ric Flair puts the figure 4. Rick Rude pulls out brass knucks, smack, pins him.
Oh,
nice.
Sorry
for spoilers, by the way.
No.
Yeah,
it was 1993. Yeah,
I think we're safe, Pedro. We're good.
But
that was the international championship back then, right? Or no? It was
international.
It was the big gold belt, but I don't. They were just. I don't know.
It was the international, right, Zeus?
Yeah.
Because the NWA had withdrawn its membership from WCW.
Right.
So yeah.
That's the big gold belt that Rude held. Because it was the international one that Rude held. Right.
Yeah, and it's really sad because they, you know, like from what I've heard, like Ric Flair and Rick Rude didn't get along. You know, and it's like, you know, it's like, how weird is that? You know?
Yeah.
Because like from most people, you know, what you hear is like that, you know, Rude was a super nice dude and all. So
yeah, I heard he got along with everybody.
Yeah,
everybody loved Rude.
There you go.
Yeah, sounds good. Good job, guys. Good stories, Zeus. Man.
Yeah, Zeus. Great stories today.
I'm going to be ducking golf balls just in case.
Yeah, I know.
Yell for if you're going to throw golf balls at wrestlers.
Don't you come
out. Please don't throw golf balls at wrestlers.
Yes, don't throw golf balls.
And don't
it'll hit some fan.
No ice either.
Next week, we're talking all Lucha Underground because it's a 2-hour Ultima Lucha finale.
Yes.
So
that should be a good one. I just want to give a quick shout out to everybody that was hanging out with us today. Thanks so much for hanging out. Flowers, YHH, Beef, Angie, Zero. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it, man. Much love to all of you.
Yes, thank you, everyone. Thanks to the MMM show.
MMM. And we are waiting for Way Too Real to return.
Yes.
We'll be definitely psyched for that.
We will see everyone next week. So
Lucha Underground. Later, people. Adios.
Adios.